degree, but wisdom is as simple as discovering something. Then what do you have to discover? You need to discover your lackings and your weaknesses. Everyone in life, as we live our life, many people, they are only focusing on just wanting to develop myself, just wanting to show other people how cool I am, how good I am, and how strong I am, how I am a person with a lot of authority. Everyone, that is not a wisdom. Wisdom is to discover. What do you have to discover in life for the wisdom? What do you have to discover for the wisdom of life? Everyone, you need to discover your weaknesses and your lackings. Why do you have to discover your weaknesses and lackings? Of course, the good points of yourself, although nobody tells you, you will easily discover them. Is that right? The strong points, the good points of yourself. How smart you are, how cool you are, how good you are. Even though nobody tells you, you would easily discover and learn about that and know about that. But about your weaknesses and about your lackings, not many people are aware about that. Not many people are living their life even thinking about what is my weaknesses, what is my lackings. Everyone, when you discover your weaknesses and your lackings, then you are able to form the mindset to listen from other people. You are able to set a mindset in your heart to learn from other people. But those are people who are thinking, I am good, I am smart, I am cool, I am a good guy. Those are people that don't have the mindset to learn, they don't have the mindset to listen to other people. So those people cannot develop themselves. Those people do not learn how to unite their hearts. Those people cannot mingle together with other people. They cannot form a unity. They will be only selfish, bringing the troubles in the group and also in the society. Then what is the true wisdom? We need to discover our weaknesses and our lackings. Not only talking about other people's weaknesses and lackings, but being able to also discover and know my weaknesses and my lackings. For that, let me give you this one story about a bold man and a doctor, or you can call it a gentleman. In South Korea, there are 3 different classes of people. One is a gentleman, like a doctor. You have a PhD degree doctor, you studied a lot, and you are from a noble family, and there is that gentleman class. So one day, this gentleman class was walking on the street and wanted to go to this one destination in Korea. And then in order for him to reach the destination that he wanted to reach, he needed to cross a river. But in order for him to cross a river, a long time ago in Korea, we didn't have a lot of bridge. So many people would just get on the public transportation like the wooden boat. And then the boatman will row the boat and carry the people to the other side of the river. Everyone, you can imagine, right? Yes. Came to a boat taxi and spoke to a boatman. Excuse me, boatman. I want to cross this river and go to the other side of the river. Can you please take me to the other side of the river? And then the boatman, of course, he's so happy because the customer came. Oh, yes, gentlemen, please get on my boat. I'll take you to the other side of the river. So, gentleman, he got on the boat and then he sat on the boat. And then the boatman began to row the boat, and the boat began to move and start crossing to the other side of the river. But on the way, the gentleman wanted to kind of boast, to tell the boatman that I am such a cool person. You understand, right? So he asked the boatman, boatman, by any chance, if you don't mind, can I ask you a question? And then the boatman said, a question? Yes, gentlemen, you can ask me any questions. So he was listening to the question as he was rolling the boat. And then the gentleman had asked the boatman, excuse me, boatman, by any chance, do you know anything about philosophy? Everyone, do you think this boatman would know anything about philosophy? No, right? So he said, gentlemen, I don't know anything about the philosophy. As you see, I am just a bold man. I am not an educated person. How can I know something about the philosophy? I am just a bold man. I don't know anything about philosophy. And then the gentleman said, you don't know anything about philosophy? Let me ask you a question. Do you know anything about philosophy yourself? And then the gentleman answered, if you don't know anything about philosophy, then it is as good as 1/4 of your life is dead. What? Just because I don't know philosophy, you despise me like that? 1/4 of my life is dead? But what can he do? He's a customer, right? So he was continuously rolling the boat, and later on, the gentleman wanted to ask another question and boast himself. Boatman, can I ask you another question? Yes, gentleman. By any chance, do you know anything about literature? What? Literature? Actually, I don't even know how to read and write. What do you mean, literature? Mr. Gentleman, I know nothing about literature. I am illiterate. I don't even know how to read and write. Really? You don't know anything about literature? Then it is as good as 1/4 of your life is dead. But he couldn't express that. He was just thinking in his heart, and then he was continuously rolling the boat. Sooner or later, the gentleman had asked another question. Boatman, by any chance, do you know anything about astronomy? What? Astronomy? Astronomy. If you don't know anything about astronomy, then it is as good as 1/4 of your life is dead. Now, how many percent of his life is dead? Yes, 3/4, right? 75% of his life is dead. So now he got really angry, but he couldn't express it. He couldn't say anything. So he began to roll the boat very rough. He thinks he's so good and smart. Then why did he get on my boat? And then he was complaining, and then he was rolling the boat very rough in the middle of the river. So on the boat, there was a big hole, and the water began to gush into the boat. So he tried to pour out the water, but it was no use. So boat began to sink. Later, the boatman had to give up on the boat and just jump out of the boat. You know, he's a boatman. He must be good in swimming. Is that right? So he began to swim out of the river. As he was swimming, he heard somebody shouting at him from behind him. Everyone, who is that? The gentleman. So he stopped swimming, and then he turned around, and there was a gentleman on the boat sinking, shouting him and saying, "Boatman! Yes, gentleman! Please come back and save me." Then, gentlemen, can I also ask you one question? And then the gentleman answered, "Yes, you can ask me any question, but please quickly come back to save my life. I want to ask you one question. By any chance, do you know anything about swimming?" The gentleman had answered, "No, I'm a gentleman. I don't swim in the water. How can I know about swimming? So please quickly come back and save my life." And then the boatman replied, "If you don't know anything about swimming, then it is as good as 4/4 of your life is dead." And then the gentleman sank together with the boat and he died. Everyone, it's funny, right? Everyone, this gentleman, he thought that he knows many things, isn't it? He knows philosophy, he knows literature, he knows astronomy,